Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube. This your boy J Quill on Talk Live. Gizmo, what's up, bro? You ready to go? We have a conversation with the people? All right, there we go, man. I get my coffee together, man. Yeah, up this morning, about to get out the house. I'm gonna speak to the young men out there because if nobody ain't gonna say it, I'm gonna say it, man. To me, it don't even matter your race. I don't care if you black, Hispanic, brown, Asian, white, Chinese. Now, you may say from stars, you may say, well, he don't even know what he's talking about. Listen, man, I was brought up in the rough streets of North. I was brought up through every housing project in North you could name of in New Jersey. I was brought up through Stella Rice, Hayes Home, Dayton Street, Martin Luther King, 18th Avenue, 17th Avenue. I grew up like that. I was brought up like that. Last projects I lived on was Prince Street. What I'm trying to say is this. To all the young men and young women out there, ain't nothing in them streets, man. Ain't nothing in them streets. And I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Ain't nothing in the streets, man. You may say, well, you ain't from where I'm from. You ain't from L.A. You ain't from Cali. You could say you ain't from Washington State. You ain't from Chicago. You ain't from the Midwest. Or you ain't from the South. At the end of the day, every hood is the same. It's young black, Latino, and brown. Young men out here killing each other. So every hood is still the same. I don't care what state you live in. I don't care what city you from. I don't care what country you from. Everybody in the hood look like me, and they look just like you. They look like me, and they look like you. Like I said, I don't care if you brown, Latino, Hispanic, black, whatever, Caribbean black, Dominican, still Latino, but Caribbean black, far as Haitians, Jamaicans, Africans, Black Americans, whatever you call yourself, every hood is still the same. And what I'm trying to say is, ain't nothing in them streets for you young men and you young women. There's nothing out there in the street. The only thing is in them streets for you young men and you young women is death. The only two things you might get away with in them streets. The only two things you might get away with. If you don't get death, you're going to get a wheelchair. You're going to get a wheelchair and a shit bag. That's the only thing that you're going to end up in them streets. If you stay running them streets, ain't nothing in them streets. Man, ain't no way I'm gonna sit up in the streets and run the streets for somebody I'm gonna call a big homie. And they ain't doing the time with me. They ain't in a wheelchair with me. They ain't walking around here with a colostomy bag with me. I ain't doing them streets for nobody. So you young men and you young women need to hear this. There's nothing in them streets for none of y'all. There's nothing in them streets. I grew up in them streets. I grew up in the hard streets of North New Jersey. I came up in them streets and I seen the worst of the worst in them streets. I seen the worst of the worst. Living in them housing projects, going up to the 14th floor. See, a lot of y'all may not know that. See, a lot of y'all from out Cali, Chicago, and all that. But if you bring your butt out here. No, so Chicago they used to have big projects too. So they know about it. A lot of y'all don't know to go up to the 21st floor of a pissy elevator, pissy staircase, feces on the stairs. Young men and young women being attacked in them hallways. The elevator stopped. Dudes coming through the hole in the elevator, jumping down, molesting kids and molesting children. Y'all don't know that, man. So for you young kids now in these streets, ain't nothing in these streets, man. Ain't nothing in these streets but death in these streets. But y'all gonna see that later. Y'all gonna see that later. Y'all may say, well, ain't nothing out here off the white man that took everything from us. Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. Because see, what he did give y'all was the internet. Yeah, you can say that's a good thing or a bad thing, but what he did give y'all was the internet. And you can search and research anything you want on the internet now. Anything you want, you can do that. Yeah, I grew up, man. I was born in 72, man. I was born in 72. So I done seen the worst, man. But what I'm trying to say is, there's nothing in those streets, man. You can run around, become any gang member you want. But that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you navigate through life. What's going to help you is you're going to find yourself in prison for the rest of your life for some manners you done did that you didn't even want to do. Ain't nothing in the streets, man. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. Y'all seen what happened to Crip Mac. That young man was sitting in the streets and had his own homeboys beat the brakes off of him. For what? For what? Something that he said a long time ago? Is this where we at now with young men? Something you post on the internet will get you killed? I remember when you should die for less than that. Being in the club, step on somebody's shoe, and you got somebody saying, yo, homie, you don't step on my shoe. My fault, man. I apologize, man. You come outside, they bang you down for that. I don't seen guys die for less than that. Now you young men on the internet killing each other like crazy. Y'all making it easy for the police to come snatch out right up in your house, running through the door. They ain't got to come with a helicopter no more. All they got to do is go on social media and watch what you posting, man. They watch our posting it. Now y'all sitting up on here making rap songs about how many dudes y'all done killed. It's senseless, man. It's senseless. So y'all can say, well, where's the black father at? Most of the black fathers are here. But what happened is you get these grown, spoiled kids. I'm not going to blame it on the single mothers. Because you got two parents in the household will let monsters out that door. Let's get it straight. You got two parents in the household that would tear each other down around these kids and let them kids run out that door. Once they get out that door, they loose. So I'm not going to blame it on the single moms. I'm not going to blame it on the single dad. I'm going to blame it on everybody because everybody plays a part in this. It's all start from home. So everybody plays a part in this. But when they get out in the streets, you got grown men like myself is attaching myself to young kids out there, making them do work that I know I ain't going to really do. And it's madness, man. It's madness out here. So you're going to get out here and you're going to die in these streets for what? Ain't nothing in these streets, man. You got a high rate of pregnancy with young black females, younger Latin women. You got a high rate of, we won't speak about mental illness in the hood because there's a lot of mental illness in the hood. That's why a lot of these kids run around crazy too, because you got the parents laying down with parents and you got incest running through the hood. You got drugs running through the hood. But at the end of the day, you still have a sense of knowledge in the hood too. You know when to do better, how to do better. So don't sit up here and use that as a scapegoat to say why you doing what you're doing. Because all these young men out here running around screaming out big homie, running around saying on phone with them or God, nah, man. It's not all about that, man. It's really not all about that, man. But let me go ahead and get this coffee together real quick, right? What I'm trying to say, man, it's not even worth it, man. It's not worth it. I'm really gonna do the thing, man. I always pop 4 holes in there anyway. I gotta get up out there and get my butt to work, man. See, I'm a truck driver. I've been driving trucks going on 30 years. 30 years behind the wheel, man. And I done seen it all. I done heard it all. Hey, man, I apologize for all the noise up in here. I done seen it all. I done heard it all. So what I'm trying to say is, man, hey, if you can get a hold onto your young men in the streets, if you can get a hold onto these young women, hold on to them, man. Don't let them go, man, because these streets will devour them and suck them up, man. And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a beat down, film on camera. Because you know, like I know, when I was brought up, you got into a fight with your homie. Y'all either went behind closed doors, or y'all went behind a building or behind a bando, or y'all may even went down in the basement. Through those hands, whoever came up, at the end of the day, y'all went and got a 40, y'all went and got a Pepsi, y'all went and got whatever to calm y'all nerves. That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be. It's never was about that, man. No one was about death, murder, kill. And that's all you hear about it now, man. So if you can, grab a hold onto your young brothers in these streets and young sisters, man, and uplift them, man. Get them some type of motivation. Let them know at the end of the day it's going to be all right, man. There's other options. There's other ways to be productive in these streets, man. You don't have to be in the streets. It's a choice. You don't have to be a game maker. That's a choice. You don't have to be a drug dealer. You don't have to be a killer. You don't have to be a Green Reaper. You don't have to be somebody murdering somebody's child out here. You don't have to be none of that. That's a choice. That's a choice we all choose to make. It's a given choice. You have that right to say no. Don't let nobody pressure you doing nothing in life you don't want to do. If somebody going to pressure you as a young man, a young woman, let them pressure you how to make money the right way, to get a skill, to get a trade. If you choose not to go to college and choose to get a trade, let somebody pressure you on that. What's going on, Melee? Salute, man. Thanks for pulling up for the coffee talk. Hey, Abu Dhabi. Yeah, let somebody pressure you on how to make money, man, how to live right, how to be right. Don't let nobody pressure you on how to live in these streets, because what's going to happen when they hand out 30 years to life and give you free slavery? Yes, I said it. Prison ain't nothing but free slavery. It ain't nothing but a concentration camp. That's all prison gonna ever give you is free slavery. And if that's what you want to live for, if you want to live for free slavery, then you ain't living for nothing, young man. Young women, you ain't living for nothing if you want to live for free slavery, because they giving young men 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years. They giving you 100 years easy. Easy. That's 100 years of free slavery. That's 100 years of being shackled, handcuffed, sleeping on a little cot, sleeping in a room with 4, 5, 10 brothers at one time. You think that's worth it, man? I'd rather be out here sleeping on an air mattress. I'd rather be sleeping on an air mattress than be sleeping in prison with 10 dudes. I ain't gonna be sitting in no prison smelling balls, smelling socks, smelling drawers, smelling dirty clothes. I'm not sitting in no cell with 10 dudes with a toilet bowl. A toilet bowl. Let me show you something. A toilet bowl the size of this. That's how your toilet bowl gonna look. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not sitting on a metal cold ring getting cold running up the side of my spine with some dudes standing over me. So I got to sit down and I got to swat and I got to smell 10 dudes doing the same thing. I'm not doing that, man. I can't take the smell like that. I be throwing up all over the place. Is this what y'all want, man? You want to do life in prison in a bunk. Sometimes you won't even get a cell. You're going to be doing life in prison with 30 dudes in one room. All wolves ready to eat, trying to eat, man, from your plate. Ready for that, man? You got to ask yourself, man, before you go out there and do any crime for a so-called, whoever you will call big homie, or you mad, or you in your emotions, you in your feelings, you mad with your mom, so you want to go rob somebody. You mad with your pops, so you want to kill somebody that look like your pops. You mad with yourself because you have a mental problem that you can't talk to nobody, so you want to go in the mirror and shoot somebody that look just like you. Well, if that's the case, why don't you turn your own TV off? Turn your own TV off, man. What I'm trying to say is there's other alternatives. You have a choice. You have a choice. And that choice is, if you want to, you got to ask yourself, if you rather live or not. You want to live in a small cell that look like a storage bin with 10 dudes? I heard some young men say this earlier, right? Young man on TikTok. I heard a young man say this on earlier, right? And it resonated. It was deep when he said it. And I want you young men to hear this. He said this, right? He said this on TikTok. Young man said, you got dudes out here would do 8 years. No, he said 7 years for their homie. Listen. He said you got dudes out here would do 7 years for their homie, but won't work an 8-hour day to take care of their kids, man. Now let that sink in. I heard that from a young man, not no old dude my age. I heard this from a young man. He had to be no more than what? Between 19 and 25. He said brothers out here would do 7 years in prison for their big homie. But they won't work an 8-hour job to take care of their kids, man. And tell me how deep is that? A lot of y'all really need to hear this, man. You got some young men out there that really talk that talk. You know, hey, if you really want to hear it, man, go listen and subscribe to Tazo TV. Go listen and subscribe to Melee all day, because y'all gonna hear the same talk I'm talking over there. And Tazo young. Tazo about 27. But he have an old soul. Having an old soul is a good thing, man. It's knowledge. Very knowledgeable. He sit there, he absorbs it, and he give it to y'all. So it's not worth it, man. So we about to get up out of here. You know, if you got any young men in the street, if you got your son next to you, reach over, give your son a hug, man. Tell your son it's gonna be all right. If you got your daughter next to you, go wake your daughter up and see where she at. And give her a hug and tell her you love her, man. Tell her everything gonna be all right. Because of COVID and the way the world is moving right now, go knock on your kid's door. Make sure they're home. Because, you know, these little kids be bad. They jump out the window, do all this old crazy stuff. But go in there, shake them up. I don't care if they get mad. I don't care if they argue. Get off me. I'm asleep. Nah, you wake them up and you give your kids a hug. And you let that young man, that young woman know that you love them. Everything gonna be all right. And you got their back 100%. You let them know you they big homie. You go let your kids know that. I'm talking to you, black man, brown man, Latino man, Hispanic man, Asian, white. I'm talking to all of y'all, but especially the black and Hispanic and the brown Hispanics in the hood. That's we living this. Go wake your kids up. I'm not talking about waking them up because you done bought a gift because you trying to be their friend. That's another whole topic. Don't never try to be your kids' friends. But go wake your kids up. Be the parent before the friend. Go wake your kids up and give your kids a hug and let you know your kids know you love them, man. Do that. If you ain't gonna do it for yourself, do it for your kid, man. Don't let these streets tell your kids they love them. Don't let no big homie in the street or no big sister in the street tell them your kids, I love you, little dude, so I want you to go do this job. I want you to do this lick. I want you to bang on this for me. So you get out there and you let your kids know you love them, man. That's all the kids want to hear. That's sometimes what we want to hear. We want to hear that. We want to hear sometimes that your homie say, yo, man, yo, Jay, man, yo, Jay, be easy in the streets, man. I love you, dog. It don't make you gay to tell your homeboy, I love you back too, bro. Because that might be your last day. You might see your homie, you might see your son, and you might see your daughter. Might be your last day. So get out there and tell your kids you love them, man. Show your kids that much respect that you love them and you would do anything in your power and your will to make them kids safe in these streets, man. It's your boy Jay Quillo on Talk Live, man. I'm out of here. Hey, Bulldog, I see you. Appreciate you, man. I was trying to read that comment, but here you go right here. Okay. Hey, man. Hey, Bulldog, man. Damn, bro, that's deep, bro. That's deep. You know, but I tell you like this, Bulldog, man. My father died when I was 4, man. My father died when I was 4 years old. He died in Atlantic City, New Jersey, man. You know, he died in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And at the end of the day, man, because I didn't know my father and I wasn't raised by my father, I don't remember my father. But at the end of the day, the way I carry myself with my kids, I hope that he would have did the same thing with me. So I don't knock him for nothing. So whatever your father been doing in life, bro, don't knock him for that, man. Salute to your pops, man, because at the end of the day, we won't be here if it weren't for them, bro. Salute the moms out here. We won't be here if it weren't for the moms, man. So, hey, man, we got to take that with a grain of salt, man, because the way we was brought up, we don't want our kids to come up like that neither. So if you can hold on to your kids, man, hold on to your kids, man. That's what all I'm just trying to say, man. Hold on to your kids, try to grab them, tell your kids you love them, and don't text your kids. Don't do that. We too old for that. Don't text your kids. You go in there and knock on the door, see where your kids at, and spend some time with them, sit down with them. Let your kids know you love them, man. That's all. That's all I'm asking, man. Let your kids know you love them, man. Because most of the time, that's all they want to hear from us is we love them, man. We got them. Ain't no big homie got them. I got you, son. All right, man. So, hey, Bulldog, I appreciate you coming through, bro, sharing that with me, man. Melee all day. Grace, I see you in the building. Lee, I see you there. All right, so I'm about to get up out of here, man. I got to go to work. I got to jump in this truck, man, turn these keys, man. But, hey, I'm going to tell y'all, nobody to tell you I love all of y'all. One love. We out of here. Peace. Jay Quillo Talk Live.